Hi everyone, Andy here, and welcome back to the AI Breakdown. Today we are going to dive into ChatGPT projects, Claude projects, and custom GPTs. I've spent months testing all three on real work, and each tool has a specific superpower that makes it perfect for certain workflows. And even if you're familiar with these tools, the landscape has changed. OpenAI has released some new features very recently that has bridged some of the gaps between Claude projects and OpenAI projects. So today, I'm breaking down when to use each one, what they actually cost, and which one will genuinely save you time based on how you actually work. Right, let's start with the basics. Claude projects and ChatGPT projects both let you create workspaces where you can upload files, set instructions, and have ongoing conversations. You're not starting fresh every time like you do with regular chats. That's the promise anyway. Custom GPTs are different. They're purpose-built assistants. You configure one with specific instructions and knowledge, then hand it to someone else to use. It's distribution, not collaboration. But here's where it gets interesting. The way these tools handle information under the hood is fundamentally different, and that difference matters more than most people realize. Let's talk about context windows because this is where the first major divide happens. Claude projects can handle 200,000 tokens in a single conversation. That's roughly 500 pages of text. And recently, Anthropic added RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, which means Claude can now store and intelligently search through up to 10 times more knowledge than that baseline. When your project approaches the 200,000 token limit, it automatically switches to RAG mode. Faster responses, no loss of accuracy. With ChatGPT projects, you're looking at 32,000 tokens on the Plus and Team plans. That's about 80 pages. If you're on the Pro plan at $200 a month, you get 128,000 tokens, which is around 320 pages. Custom GPTs fall into the same range, but they handle files through retrieval, rather than holding everything in memory. Now, does this matter for everyday tasks? Honestly, not always. If you're drafting LinkedIn posts or brainstorming ideas, the smaller context windows are fine. But if you're working with comprehensive reports, legal documents, extensive research, anything that requires understanding the full picture across hundreds of pages, Claude can hold the entire context. ChatGPT forces you to chunk it up. And when you do that, you lose the connections between ideas. Those connections are often where the most valuable insights live. And here's another interesting angle. With Claude projects on the team or enterprise plan, you get true shared workspaces. Multiple people can access the same project, upload files, build on shared context, and see each other's conversations. It's a shared brain for your team. As the project owner, you control who gets access. Until recently, ChatGPT projects were strictly solo. Even on the Teams plan, every workspace was isolated. But that's changed. Business, enterprise, and edu users can now share projects, invite teammates, and actually collaborate in a shared context instead of working in silos, closing the gap with Claude. But Personal, Plus, and Pro users still get solo projects only. Custom GPTs take a different approach entirely. You build one, configure it, and share it with anyone. They can use it, but they can't collaborate on building it or see each other's conversations. It's packaged expertise, not a workspace. So if you need true team collaboration with a shared knowledge base, Claude projects or ChatGPT projects, depending on your license, are your options right now among these three tools. Memory architecture is another hidden differentiator that changes how these tools feel over time. Claude projects continuously reference everything inside a specific project, like uploaded documents, notes you've added, past conversations. With RAG, Claude doesn't just store files, it searches them intelligently. Even in a 100-page document, it can find and surface exactly what's relevant to your question without you having to point it there. ChatGPT projects can be configured in one of two ways: default memory or project-only memory. With default memory, ChatGPT can draw on your broader history, things it's learned about your tone, goals, or preferences, and use that context inside your project. It also remembers prior chats and uploaded files within that project, so you can pick up where you left off without re-explaining yourself. With project-only memory, ChatGPT stays completely focused on what's inside that specific project. It won't pull in context from your other chats or memories, which makes it ideal for long-running or confidential work. However, if you share a ChatGPT project, it automatically switches to project-only memory to keep everyone's personal context and conversations private. In both cases, ChatGPT has upped its game recently by ensuring it can reference previous conversations and uploaded files automatically when relevant. You don't have to point it to a specific section unless you want finer control. Custom GPTs start every conversation fresh. Same instructions, same files, but no memory of previous chats. It's like talking to an expert with a fixed knowledge base who has amnesia. Now let's look at multimodal capabilities and advanced tools. ChatGPT projects give you the full OpenAI toolkit: image generation, advanced voice mode, code interpreter, web search, deep research, and Canvas for visual editing. It's an all-in-one workspace if you're switching between writing, creating images, analyzing data, and researching, all in the same project. ChatGPT is built for that. Claude projects take a different path. You get artifacts for viewing and iterating on content, a solid code interpreter, web search and deep research, and extended thinking mode, but no native image generation. But you can connect Claude to thousands of external tools through MCP integrations. Custom GPTs let you choose which tools to enable when you build them: web search, Canvas, image generation, code interpreter. The end user gets a simplified interface with just the tools you've allowed. It's streamlined, focused, and intentionally limited. So here's the decision point. If you're doing multimodal content creation like writing, images, data analysis, ChatGPT projects give you the most unified toolkit. If you're tackling research, heavy writing, deep document analysis, or team collaboration, Claude projects are the better fit. And if you want to hand someone a focused assistant that does one thing really well, custom GPTs are ideal. Let's talk money, because choosing the wrong plan wastes budget or locks you out of features you actually need. ChatGPT projects are now available to everyone, even on the free plan. This is another recent change, but remember, only business, enterprise, and edu users get shared team-based projects. Claude projects cost $20 per month on the Pro plan if you're working solo. If you want collaboration, the Teams plan starts at $30 a month per person with a 5-user minimum. That's $150 a month to unlock shared workspaces. Whereas with ChatGPT Business, which is also $30 a month per person, you only need 2 licenses, so a minimum cost of $60 to unlock shared projects. Custom GPTs require a ChatGPT Plus, Pro, or Team account to create them, so $20, $200, or $30 per person respectively. Once you create one though, anyone can use it for free. You don't need a paid plan to use someone else's GPT, only to create your own. Time for some guidance on when to use each tool. Use Claude projects if you're working with massive knowledge bases, hundreds of pages, dozens of PDFs, and you need intelligent retrieval across all of it. Claude still leads on scale and context size, and its RAG system means it can surface exactly what's relevant even in huge datasets. It's also ideal for teams that need deep collaboration around long-form research or analysis. Use ChatGPT projects if you want an all-in-one workspace that blends writing, image generation, data analysis, voice, and web research. Basically, if you want to do everything in one place. With a business plan or higher, you also get shared projects for true collaboration. ChatGPT's built-in memory now means it can remember prior chats and files within a project automatically, so you don't have to restate context every time. It's not quite as retrieval-driven as Claude yet, but it's catching up fast. Use custom GPTs if you want to create a repeatable assistant for a specific job, something others can use without editing or collaborating. They're perfect for packaging expertise or automating a narrow workflow, not for evolving projects. That's it for this breakdown. Expect plenty more from OpenAI and Anthropic as they race to make these tools smarter, more connected, and a lot more capable. Thanks for listening, and catch you next time.